Welcome back to the channel on this cold and miserable day because the summer's not quite here yet. An interesting question has come up as to whether or not you can chase somebody after they've attacked you and still call it self-defense. And I'll come back to the answer in just a moment, but the interesting comments from Charlie Veach in his video, which is linked below with the kind shout out to me and my channel, his views quite interestingly said that you have to react virtually instantly, and in a follow-up WhatsApp chat later on that you have to have Bruce Lee-like instincts to react immediately. So to answer the question, can you give chase after you've been attacked and still call it self-defense? Well, in the words of Robert De Niro when answering the question, can you truly ever trust another human being?
No, the answer is you cannot.
Because Charlie's right. If you chase somebody after they've attacked you and then try to call it self-defense, well, it's going to look like retaliation or some kind of revenge attack. Because if your reaction is instant like that, then even if it is, as Charlie suggested, a bottle of Coke that's being thrown in your face, you might wonder and immediately react as to whether it's some kind of acid or noxious fluid and it's going to severely injure you. So you might then react immediately, instantly, and still call it self-defense. This then obviously has the two-part test. Firstly, a subjective element as to whether you genuinely believe those circumstances to be detrimental to you, that the use of force is both necessary, and then you decide to use some force in that situation. And then the secondary part of that test, an objective element, was that amount of force used reasonable? Well, the first part of that test might still be accurate in that you might genuinely believe the circumstances call for the necessary use of force, even though someone's run away from you. But the objective element is likely to fail, because if you run after them, is that then still reasonable force if they've run away and effectively the danger has disappeared? I might proffer an alternative that if they've taken your wallet and you want to get your wallet back, then going to get your wallet back, you might still then say that you've used self-defense in protection of your property, which is your wallet. And if your reasonable force is to grab the kid by the scruff of the neck and take back your wallet, that might be one thing. But obviously if you took that many stages further and severely injured the kid whilst you are taking the wallet away from him, that is less likely to be reasonable force. So in that case, the objective element of this self-defense argument is then likely to fail. So in a roundabout way, I'd like to firstly thank Charlie for the shout out, and secondly say that his comments about reacting with kung fu like Bruce Lee speed when being attacked is probably going to be very good for you in the argument of self-defense, and you should probably not chase after somebody unless of course you are going after your property which has just been stolen. Even then, be careful of the amount of force you use, because it's always going to come down to this objective reasonable person test. If you are accused of assaulting and severely injuring this person, whether your amount of force used was reasonable. I hope that was an interesting overview of whether or not you can chase somebody away, and of course, thank you for watching.